We need a statewide and a federal ban on assault weapons. We need a statewide and a federal ban on high-capacity magazines. There is no reason that someone should be able to reel off 30 shots before they even have to reload.
An emotional rally in Minneapolis following the deadly Catholic church shooting. The mayor calling for action, a ban on assault weapons in the city and beyond. New details continue to emerge about the shooter who took 2 lives and injured 18 others inside a church and Catholic school Wednesday. It is our top story here at 5. I'm Connie Leonard. As law enforcement agencies do their work, the community gathers to support each other through a tragedy that has become all too familiar. By candlelight in a gym with a makeshift altar and on their knees praying before a sidewalk memorial, incredible images continue to surface like these from a parent showing children and staff rushing from the sanctuary minutes after the gunfire ended. The principal there is welcoming community prayers, but is also urging for more.
But don't stop with your words. Let's make a difference and support this community. Never again can we let this happen.
Investigators are focusing on the shooter now. Police say they're looking into a manifesto that the shooter posted on social media, along with hundreds of other pieces of evidence. And here at home, this has shaken the Catholic community. Locally, prayers this morning at St. Patrick's Church in East Louisville turned first to the tragedy in Minneapolis. It can be a test of faith. But as Father Jeff Schooner tells our Ian Hardwitt, faith is a journey that persists through grief.
But it was much more than just education. It was a community, and so it really became a home.
Before Father Jeff Schooner oversaw the St. Patrick's Catholic Church and School in East Louisville, Holy Cross High School was his second home. Wednesday in Minneapolis at the Catholic Annunciation Church, what should have been a back-to-school mass turned into a massive deadly shooting. 2 kids died. At least 18 people injured.
It flies in the face of everything that we hold to a God of love and of peace.
Unlike the days when Schooner was a student, the mass attended by over 600 students here at St. Patrick's School is no longer public. That changed 3 years ago, well before this latest tragedy.
For the intense grief, is there a period of intense love that comes behind it? Is that something you've seen in your own experience at the church?
Yeah, I do think that in people's grief, when others love them, that shares the burden. We never say that all the evils that befall us are God's will for us, but we do say that God can work good out of even the evils that befall us.
After spending the morning in prayer, he challenges others to let that contemplation inspire.
And we know that in our world that there is evil that exists, and God's solution to that for us is the gift of himself, that he is with us in the midst of that pain, and he inspires us to make a change, to work to make the world better, but that the answer to many prayers comes through our action because we've been inspired by God.
In keeping his faith, Schooner says it's a journey, not a destination, with plenty of trials along the way. In Louisville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11, on your side.
And Father Schooner added that counseling is offered at St. Patrick's to any student or families who need it. Well, police arrested a man they say stole a car with a baby in the back seat. LMPD said just after 5 last night, 34-year-old Brandon Conley stole a gold Chevy Trailblazer with a 9-month-old inside. It happened near South Brook Street and East Broadway. According to LMPD, the baby's parents left that vehicle running with the baby inside and walked away. That's when the man got in the car and drove off. Staff at Jewish Hospital say the man dropped the baby off in the lobby and then left. Officers later found the vehicle at 27th and Ali. Conley is charged with kidnapping and theft of a vehicle. All right, well, another beautiful day in Kentucky, Anna. We're just going to re-rack it again. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Chanel joining us live now. And Mallory, it's just getting better and better.
I know, it's really hard to complain on a week like this. We've had fantastic weather all week with low humidity, temperatures in the 70s, slightly warmer today in the lower 80s. And we are tracking a few additional clouds as we take a live look from our First Savings Bank U of L health camera from over in Jeffersonville. Now, most of these clouds not really carrying any rain with them, but you can see a little bit of radar return here. So a couple of sprinkles not out of the question, but really the best chance for a shower today was staying off to our east and northeast. Dew points remain pretty low. We're talking 40s and 50s, slightly elevated in areas like Bedford, which saw a few more clouds around earlier on in the day. But because our dew points are low, once again, even when you see some radar activity, most of that would not be reaching the ground. Temperature-wise, another day of comfortable highs in the mid to upper 70s and lower 80s. Average highs still upper 80s for this time of year, so staying well below that once again. 79 currently in Louisville and up in Scottsburg, 83 in Shepherdsville, 81 in E-Town, 81 degrees currently in Litchfield and Hardinsburg as well. And your hourly planner looking like a nice Thursday evening. Temperatures in the lower 80s and upper 70s will gradually cool into the 60s closer to midnight. And then we're expecting overnight lows in the 50s and lower 60s. So not quite as chilly as the last couple of nights, but once again, still running below that climate average for this time of year. We have a really nice holiday weekend forecast before rain returns next week. We'll talk all about that coming up in our 7-day forecast. Connie.
That's good. Thank you, Mallory. Now to that critical union vote down in Hardin County, a slim majority of Blue Oval SK workers are leaning toward joining the UAW, but there are still dozens of votes that haven't been counted, and that's because of a challenge that's being reviewed. Isaiah Kim Martinez joins us now with more information on that. And Isaiah, what have you learned? This seems unusual.
Well, Connie, it is. We're still waiting the official outcome of the election. We're not used to ones that are this tight late in the game. Last night, officials tallied more than 1,000 votes down at that Glendale battery plant. And right now, Blue Oval SK employees in favor of unionizing lead by just 11 ballots, a razor-thin margin. The UAW is already claiming victory, but there's a holdup. At this hour, the National Labor Relations Board is reviewing more than 40 separate ballots from members of the Safety Emergency Response Team at the plant. Those ballots could potentially swing the election toward a non-union result. Thomas Walling is a Blue Oval SK employee who says he's one of those contested votes. He tells us he voted not to join the United Auto Workers.
Mostly because of the simple fact we're not going to have representation. We would have to report to somebody else who doesn't know what we even do on site or how we even operate. So I think the majority would be no. But again, that's speculation.
If it indeed ends up being a union facility, I think what the company is going to see is that union workers are some of the best workers. And the ability to attract even more workers will be a positive in the long term for Blue Oval.
Governor Andy Beshear there giving his thoughts. Meanwhile, in a statement, the UAW said it believes the contested votes are illegitimate and represent, in their words, an employer tactic to undermine the outcome. They say the challenge ballots are not part of the group of workers who built their union, quote, from the bottom up. Now, experts I talked to expect this review of those 41 challenge votes to take some time here. And if they swing the union vote no, I'm told the legal battles here would just be getting started. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right. "21 new firefighters are ready to serve Louisville. The latest class of recruits graduated from the Fire Academy this morning. Fire Chief Brian O'Neill had some advice for them.
Every day, you get the opportunity to try to help people, to serve others and make their lives better. And that mission, that ever-present mission to serve others, is always there and shared with your brother and sister firefighters.
And a big congrats to these recruits. They are now working for the third oldest fire department in the country.